morning, you guys. Class is back in session. And on my last video, I told you guys that I was going to do some videos sharing some motivation, affirmations, and just some things that I did that I don't recommend you guys doing, such as leave your kids at home when you think they're of that age to babysit themselves. But I wanted to share some of those things and some of the things that I've learned along the way to share with you, so maybe you don't have to do those things, or you can just be mindful of those things, because as long as you have breath in your body and you're living, this world should always be your classroom. You should always be learning from people, places, and things. Take care of your mental health. I didn't realize how serious mental health was until I got off of work on the third shift, waking up to a phone call from my cousin, who we talk a lot, but for her to call me at this particular time, it was odd, but I didn't think anything of it. And she asked me if I was sitting down, and I said, actually, I'm laying down. What's going on? And she ended up telling me my good friend was by her husband. He not only did he do that to his wife, he did it to himself and her daughter, which would have been his stepdaughter. It was a lot. And you know how you can be so hurt, you don't know what to say. You can't even cry because you're so in shock. The pain is so severe that you need a minute to let it even hit your system, if that even makes sense. I had to come and sit down because my foot was starting to hurt. And today is going to be my first day back to work, so I don't want to do the most. But anyway, going back to the mental health, I was talking to my friend Ty, throughout the days of this going on. And one particular day, I told him, I'm going to go to work and ask them if I can just go to 7K, I believe, either 7K or 4K, and ask them if I could just sleep, like just basically have them let me sleep, and then I'll be fine, as if I'm working. Like, my mind was so gone that I literally thought I could come to work, have them put me on 7K or 4K just so I can sleep, because I was tired. That's what I thought. I thought I was tired. And I remember him saying, oh, sis, you don't want to tell them that, because you're not going to go to 4K or 7K or whatever you're saying. They're really going to, place you somewhere so you can rest, because you're thinking you're sleepy and you're tired, but your body is going through something. You just got told the most, one of the most horrible things you could be told. And no, they know that you're not wanting to sleep. Your body is going into some kind of depression. Baby, I was like, he don't know what he's talking about. I'm going there tonight. They're going to do it the way I'm telling them to do it. And it just so happened, I got a phone call from my good friend, Nancy. You guys always hear me reference her. That's who I go visit every summer, now that she's moved there. Her daughter was going into labor that particular night that I was going to tell them, can you just let me sleep on 7K? I'm tired. But it intercepted that, because they were at the hospital because she was going into labor, and they sat with me the whole time. Well, basically, I sat with them. We weren't busy. My coworkers was very gracious and cool. So I basically sat with them the whole night at the hospital, just mourning and being sad and being hurt. And I'll never forget, I went to Nancy's house, and she was taking such good care of me, her and her husband, and they had a dog named Bruiser. And if you guys know me, I'm not a real big animal person. I love animals. I hate to see when they're hurt or anybody hurt animals, but I'm just not a big animal person. But their dog came and laid by my feet, because he knew and picked up that I was hurt so bad, so deep. And it took me a long time to get past that. But going back to the mental health, I did not understand why it literally felt like a dark cloud was over me. Like, I could feel it, I could see it. I just couldn't get happy. And I remember asking my friend India and Natasha, because we went to Natasha's house, and I said, will I ever be happy again? Will I ever smile again? Will I ever feel like myself again? And with God, I did. I want to end this video by telling you, if you are dealing with any type of issues mentally, do not be afraid, ashamed to reach out for help. If you work, go through your job. They should have a program where they can direct you to talk to someone. If you go to church, don't be afraid to reach out to your pastor. Friends are great, but sometimes they don't even know what to say to you. They don't know all the tools to give you to help you get past that. So mental health is very serious and it's not talked about enough because there's too much of a stigma behind it. But I'm telling you right now, don't allow your fear and what other people think or what you think they think stop you from getting the help that you need for your mental. With that being said, you guys have a great day.